up, you guys? It is Meri.
And Alma.
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, y'all. And if you guys want to contribute to the content in terms of letting us know what we should review, please refer to our email. And if you guys want to support us in any way, please refer down below to our Zelle. Today we are going to be talking about Paedon. He made a statement in the whole thing with that guy that he had an interview with.
Right.
And he basically has said that, I will never, this is what he said, I will never hate Robyn because she possibly saved all of our lives.
Yeah, some of our lives.
Some of our lives.
Right.
Because he said that Robyn was in a very abusive relationship with her ex.
Yes.
I've never heard this before.
So she said.
So she says. So he said that the thing is she can recognize abuse and all that stuff.
Yes.
And then one of our lovely subscribers had also said this, which I kind of wanted to take notes of because I thought she made a really good point. Mm-hmm. Her name is Tessina Baharata. Mm-hmm. What's up, girl? Love you so much. You're so supportive. I really appreciate it. But she made, I think her name, she goes by TV, I think. But she says Robyn's intention wasn't to save their lives, but to make sure her kids aren't given to Meri to be babysat. The protection just happened to have crossed over, which I think is interesting because you know what?
But the reason why she didn't want her kids over there is not for Meri. It's so Christine doesn't have any kind of. She saw the kids loyal to Christine.
Right.
Did not want that for her children. That's it.
Yeah, but also my thing is I feel like that could also be a point because if Meri was allegedly abusive, that's what Maddie has said, that's what Peyton has said as well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of common knowledge now.
Yeah.
I feel like if she was abusive and Robyn could detect it or whatever, I don't necessarily think Robyn has done anything for the family. I feel like it would probably have been her own, probably had a selfish intention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She had to gain
something by kind of putting down Meri.
Selflessly. Robyn's not a selfless person.
Not at all.
And she's not doing anything for anybody's well-being. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I feel like one, she did not like Meri. She had to go and get... No. She didn't respect her either.
No.
She wanted to get that legal documentation.
Absolutely.
So what's the best way to do that? Break up a marriage that's already broken. Let's just shatter that completely.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Which I'm sure she saw it, but she probably just called it and said, Cody, this is what's going on or whatever. Meri's not a good person, da-da-da. I don't think Cody has liked Meri for a very long time.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And he said so.
And I also just think, there was a time where, Meri, she was following all the COVID rules and stuff like that with Cody and stuff like that. And then Meri had even came to Robyn and been like, why don't you let me see the kids, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Because, I'm following the rules. Why can't I see them? And Robyn really could not be bothered to have Meri around. Yeah. She really did not want to.
Remember she wanted to travel with Saul one time and they said no?
Oh, yeah. She said, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
So
and Cody also was like, no.
Yeah, I feel like Robyn she denies the sister wives of really having her kids. But also another point that I wanted to make was that somebody has said this as well. I can't remember who it was. But they said that,
it's that control thing.
That Meri is really protective of Robyn's kids and she really likes them. I personally believe that if she's really nice to the kids, it's probably because they do not have that memory of Meri being abusive to them. So of course she's going to latch onto people who think of her as the world, and they don't have this bad narrative in their head from things that I have done.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I think that she will be attached to Robyn's kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that her own daughter doesn't get along with her, the fact that she doesn't have good relationships with multiple people. Yeah. even Cody has said that. Even though he is a liar, I will agree with that. She does not have good relationships with most of the kids there. Like the older kids, like Maddie, Paedon.
The only person who talks to her is Gwendolyn. And Leon. So he said that's the only.
Well, they said that Leon had a strained relationship with her.
Yeah.
That's her son or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my thing.
He said that's the only one who talks to Meri right now.
I don't think.
I don't know if Aurora and Brianna, Robyn,
I'm sure they do. They don't have any bad. She goes out of her way to be nice to Robyn's kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the reason why Meri was the way she was with the kids, not that it's you have to be a sick mother effer to abuse kids, as far as I'm concerned.
And we don't know exactly what she did because he
said it
was so far beyond verbal abuse.
So obviously it has to be physical abuse. Somebody actually told me in the comment section that there was an eyewitness. I think it was during one of the seasons where Meri had actually was actually hitting one of the older kids when it was all of the families together. Remember when she was yelling at those kids or whatever?
Yes.
They said at that time apparently she had hit one of the older kids. There was an eyewitness who saw that.
Wow.
So yeah, I do think she was physically abusing them.
I don't think, and even with the whole sister wife thing, just like I think we've talked about this before, you get married to someone, you already had children.
Yeah.
I don't think that they should discipline your child.
I don't think
you should be responsible to discipline your child. The same way I feel with the sister wives. If you're not the biological mother, don't put hands on my child.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You cannot discipline them, you can correct them. Like if they're doing something I'm not around.
Like, hey, don't do that, okay?
Yeah. But not discipline. You cannot lay hands, yell, scream at my child. I think that the biological mothers, they're present, they should be the ones to do that.
And then also remember,
I really have a problem with Meri, especially when she was not having the children. Like, she only had this one child. There's the whole jealousy thing. Don't touch my children.
And the thing is, Meri obviously has anger issues from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? And then also in Lehigh, like this woman was such an asshole. She decides, let me be on the top floor. Let Christine be at the bottom in the basement. But then let me have Janelle on the other side of me. They are the ones with the most kids. You have decided to put yourself in the middle. You know, they said that wasn't Janelle and Christine even said that it was so bad that Meri would be yelling at them, yelling at the kids like, don't be running into my place, da-da-da. That they actually had to walk outside in the snow, in the rain, to go to the other mom's house. You should have taken your raggedy ass to the basement if you didn't want nobody in your space.
I know.
But because you just wanted to have some type of like reason
power
to abuse them or like make them feel bad or whatever, you decide, let me plant my ass in the middle of the house where they're going to have to go back and forth because they have the most kids. You have your one child and you're here making like just being so contentious. You know what I'm saying? You really should have been in the basement.
She kind of used her one child thing to play victim too.
Like, I only have one child. What was me?
That's you guys should not like. Let me have the lesser space or whatever. So it's like they have to bend over backwards to make sure that she doesn't feel bad about just having her one child.
No one gives a shit if you have one child or not. That's your business.
Instead of if you're religious, as you guys were trying to say that you are, you look at it as God has given me the one child. Be grateful for the one child. I'm only meant to have this one child.
I really think he was stressed at why she couldn't have more kids. I think it has everything to do with that stressful relationship she was in. She didn't know herself. She also is bearing a lot of feelings, but then taking it out and lashing it out on people.
He's out taking it out on Cody.
Taking it out on the wives. Like, it's Cody who's bringing them in.
Innocent, that they can't fight for themselves.
That's why I never said, that's why I always said I don't believe that this whole thing is like a religious calling, especially with Cody saying that, oh, it was always Meri who brought in the wife. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Who's bringing in another wife when I'm having miscarriages? I'm not even able to have more kids,
and we're having problems.
Why would I do that? Oh, let me bring in another wife. That would just be all rainbows and kisses and lollipops. He tries to convince
her that she's the one who does it, and she allows him to, but he's the one who manipulates that situation for her to bring in other wives.
You know, and then the thing is, I also feel like, I don't know, I think I said this before or not, but I do feel like maybe her having that one child who is now transitioning is her karma. Like, you don't get to have any grain.
Kind of said that too.
I mean, he said that too. I feel like, you know, you have been evil to these, you have been really mean to these kids. You have not been there. And on top of that, you probably evil. You have not been there. You've been probably a terrible person. And your daughter don't even like you for real. And I doubt they have a perfect relationship. I doubt that she's really even talking to her like for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, it could be your karma. Like, I mean, I feel like there's a couple of celebrities that I can call that their kids are their karma. I mean, honestly. So the whole thing is just really messy and it's sad. But no, do I think that Robyn really went out of her way to save these kids? No, I don't think Robyn actually gave a shit, if I'm being honest. But I thought it was an interesting notion.
To her
benefit.
Yeah, to her benefit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still happy that at least And I don't know what happened when she called it out. What happened after that? Or maybe when she was around, maybe Meri didn't do certain things.
But you know what that is? That's that whole sobbing Robyn thing. But I mean, this one I feel like it was maybe it was factual. But you know how she goes and be like, Christine doesn't like me. Yes. She could be like, oh my God, Meri, she's abusing the kids.
Yes.
Cody, she can't be around my kids.
Yes.
I'm telling
I can't have them in that house.
I need a nanny. I need a nanny.
Yeah. I mean, whatever Robyn does, it has to be for some self gain.
Personal reason, for sure.
It's not for, I'm trying to protect these kids.
Not at all.
And stuff. I don't think so. But I am happy for the children that whatever she did, or her calling it out as what it is. And I don't know how she did that, but Paedon seems to be thankful, and because
which I
of
thought
that,
was very
he
interesting.
really hates Robyn because she, opened people's eyes for, I guess, and saved their lives. So maybe some of them were even thinking of suicide or something. So maybe that's how she saved their lives.
I personally do think that
so,
it was the 4 older
it's
kids.
A blessing.
Yeah, I don't think it had to do. I feel like maybe it stopped. Maybe when I don't know when
the 4 older kids.
I feel like it was Logan. It was Maddie. Who else was it?
Logan, Maddie, Aspen.
Logan, Maddie, Aspen.
Was
probably
Mary's.
Peyton. But I don't think it touched Gwen, because Gwen is still
Aspen
nice
and
with
Mike
her.
Kelty. Aspen and Mike Kelty.
Aspen McKelty.
Mike Kelty. Well, those are the 2 older ones for Christine.
And then Maddie.
Maddie and Logan are the 2 older ones for Janelle.
Yeah.
And then you have Hunter. Hunter, they said, did not want to listen to Robyn until, he wanted, because when she tried to correct him when she wasn't married yet to the father, he was like, you're not my mom.
And my thing is, someone was in the comment section trying to say that, these kids basically was trying to, from what I was reading, it seemed like they were trying to excuse their behavior. Like, these kids, they always just have attitudes or whatever. Teenagers may have attitudes, but they don't go and claim you to be an abusive person.
Yeah.
Like, I've had an attitude with my parents before. I'm never going to go and say my mom's abusive because I have an attitude and I don't like you. Yeah. That don't make no sense. Like, those are serious allegations. Those she could go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
Like,
they have an attitude. You should go, let me accuse you of abuse.
Yeah.
Girl.
That's
make no
not
sense.
it at all.
No.
That's not it at all.
Not at all.
Meri was abusive, and that's why the kids are saying that. This is their trauma. When you listen to what Maddie tweeted, she called Meri a monster.
Yeah, an abusive human.
Yes, and she said that don't think that there's not going to be retaliation.
Yeah.
If you go around trying to change storylines, you don't get an opportunity to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like when teenagers, and I think I've said this many times, when you have a teenager that has an attitude, we all have had attitudes as children. You have to understand, first of all, biologically, the children are going through a lot.
Yeah.
Puberty is coming in. These hormones that were not this high are already quite high.
Yeah.
Right? For a girl, she now all of a sudden has to be going through these menstrual things. That is that takes, like, for me, I had it bad every month. Unfortunately, so does my daughter. She doesn't have it as bad as I used to. I used to be in the hospital because of it. Thank God that has happened with her. But it takes like a good, maybe like 5 days. Because it's like 3 days prior.
Yeah.
And then 2 days after. You know, like your body is going through this stuff. So one, you're going through it physically. The boys are getting more aggressive. They're having changes in their bodies. Hairs are growing and all kinds of things, and that's happening to them. So biologically, they're going through a lot. They're also trying to come into their own.
Right.
They're getting into young adulthood. They're trying to come to their own. So right away, of course, there's going to be a little bit of rebellion. Whatever you taught them, they'll be questioning. Well, is that really the case?
Yeah.
What you have to do as a parent when you understand what they're going through, you do it with love.
Yeah.
You know, you're firm when you need to be firm. But this is a time that you really open yourself up to a dialogue with your child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then ensure that, because when you dialogue with them and they're able to talk to you, you're creating trust.
Yeah.
With them, you know, and you're creating a safe space with them, which is what they need from that 12 years old going all the way to 25.
Yeah.
You know, that's what, another 12 years. That's what you need. But you certainly should not be beating them.
No.
And being verbally abusive. It's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
During this very important time, because what you do is you abort their growth. You know what I'm saying? You stop their maturation. You stop them coming into their own as a grown up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you arrest them at the age that you started to abuse them.
Yeah.
You know? So
Exactly.
you don't do them any good service. And it's going to come back to you when they finally will stand up to you and tell you off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you break that relationship. And what was the point of even having children?
Yeah.
If now the child is grown and you don't even have a relationship, what was the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? There's no legacy in that. You know? And then you don't get to see grandchildren. It's foolish. So
It's really
I don't
sad.
want to, I'm so sick and tired of people say, oh, teenager. Teenagers, not because we all went through it. And then you act as the grown up as if your tail did not go through your teenage years as well. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, so
Let's be real
that's all
here,
I have
folks.
to, yeah, so I mean, let's not blame victims for what they went through as teenagers
Yeah.
and talk about try to insinuate that they're lying. Those words that Paedon used, Maddie used, this is a victim. You know what I'm saying? Let's not diminish what they went through.
Yeah.
For him to say what he said, like verbal abuse is too soft a word, or you know, like it went beyond, way beyond. And he was very specific. Meri being rude and abrasive is too soft a word to describe exactly what she was. Maddie calling her a monster, you will get no loyalty from me. Those are not...
And an abusive human.
Like,
That's what she
come
said.
on.
She said abusive human. It's out there.
Just stop it. Just stop it. Let's stop victim, bashing.
Victim shaming. Yeah.
Okay? Let's just stop. And just call it like it is.
Call a spade a spade.
So.
Yes. But it is Meri.
And Alma.
Be much as a like.
Subscribe.
Share.
And comment.
Down below, you all. And... yes.
Thank you for
so
all
much.
Of you.
All
Thank
the comments, all the likes, all the
contribute
shares
to this channel and
Yes.
give your opinion.
And thank you for
there's the
all
culture
of the
brand.
information that you guys have been giving us. We really
Yeah.
appreciated all the comments.
Yes.
And we want to welcome all of our new subscribers. We got almost 200 new subscribers from our last video.
That's
So
so
welcome to the
amazing.
channel, you all.
Yes.
And thank you guys for watching. Bye.